Okay, so for question number one, I found it interesting how Mr. Burns evolves through the characters putting their own spin on the Simpsons episode in which they act. I find that while in the beginning of the apocalypse, the characters retell stories based on actual episodes and what their memory reveals, they later turn each episode into stories based on their true feelings and what's going on around them and inside of them. For two values, so for value number one, I put entertainment, specifically when the author explains that before the apocalypse, the characters would never let Gilbert and Sullivan do a performance of Puba, but they did as the value of being entertained in this newly post-apocalyptic world greatly increased. I also said compromise, specifically when the writer explains how the characters were deciding on which play to perform. They ultimately came to the conclusion that they would put on Heretic Homer. I think this shows how the value of compromise greatly increased in this world, and in order for everyone to exist among each other and to exist sanely, they had to be willing to agree on things, such as which episode to perform. So for question number three, something I was just genuinely confused about was why the play was called Mr. Burns. I personally not very familiar with The Simpsons. I've seen a couple episodes here and there, but I really had no idea who Mr. Burns was, so I decided to do a little more research on it. And what I found ironic is that the character in the show is very antisocial and very anti-human connection, which is funny considering that this whole play is highlighting how important human connection and coming together is. What I think Mr. Burns says about the value of theater. So I think that theater will always be a way for people to come together and provide entertainment for one another. Pretty much anyone can be in a play if they just, read lines and figure out some way to act out the character that they're pursuing. I feel like this is different than television because you need like an actual TV and actual episodes or something to like set a DVR to, whereas theater is something that everyone can participate in and enjoy. For question number five, so I think that humans are compelled to tell stories as it allows everyone to relive past experiences and remember the past in general. I feel that the characters tell their stories to stay sane, as without storytelling, they would have nothing to talk about and would most likely lose all the human connection that they have. And then for question number six, two questions that I have for my peers. So number one, do you think that this narrative told from a post-apocalyptic world connects to us given our pandemic? I find that it was very challenging for us to be around each other and create new memories, so maybe we can relate to the characters in this way. I also ask, why do you think we can learn through the characters of this play? What lessons do you think that they teach? Okay, thank you.